G'day folks, what I want to do in this video now is prepare you a little more for the song lessons that are coming up. You've already had a look at how to play all the different chords and how to use your hands. What we want to look at now is some of the rhythmic devices that you'll find in the songs, how to identify them from the tab, from the notation as well, and how to execute them. Now the main thing when it comes to rhythm is your right hand, as we've learned. Hitting the string, fair enough. But importantly too, it's the sound that you don't make. So you need to have embedded into your technique this idea of muting and how to stop the thing making a sound. So for example, down, up, down, up, down, up, that's fine. But if we mute and do exactly the same thing with as far as the picking goes, so my right hand was doing exactly the same thing, but I was muting a little bit with my right, mainly with my left, and getting something a bit more interesting. So what you'll see in your tab in the notation is a lot of the times, not always, but a lot of the time, little symbols that tell you to pick down or strum down, and other ones that tell you to pick or strum up. The up stroke is notated by a V, a little arrow pointing down, a little V. The downstroke is notated by a sort of a half an open rectangle. Looks like that. And that'll be explained in the notes as well. But pardon me, when you see those, that's what you want to do. You'll see I've included the music to the standard notation, the dots, because that gives you all the rhythmic information that is not in the tab. Don't worry about too much about that. You'll be able to get it from listening and from looking at where the downstrokes and upstrokes go. But you will notice that there'll be spaces in the notation where there are no dots, but there are other sort of squiggly symbols or funny looking things or little rectangles, little black bars. They indicate a rest. See, when you see a rest, that's when you need to stop and mute. So sometimes you'll see a note that only goes for a short while, and that's when you need to do that. Other times you'll see longer ones that go like that. Again, don't be too concerned about it. You will eventually, over time, pick it up just by familiarising yourself with it. We're not aiming to specifically learn how to read here, but eventually, once you become familiar with with some of the symbols, it does make life a lot easier. Okay, so how do we mute? Right hand is mainly to do with tone, so you get that sort of sound or that sort of sound, whereas the left hand is mainly to do with resting, stopping the thing altogether. So to practice that mute, a good way to do it is to do that. Pick down and stop with your left hand straight away, just to get that coordination, that combination between your two hands. Yeah. Sometimes, as I did earlier, you'll actually strum up and down with your hand muted. Now that can sometimes give you like a rhythmic percussive effect that you're after. Sometimes if you're playing real loud, it has the effect of just silencing the thing, right? So there's that idea of stopping the vibrations with your left hand as well. The other thing that I'll talk a lot about in the song lessons is the rhythm of the thing. Right? Usually they're in 4/4 time, which means you count 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll talk about the groove, whether it's a sort of shuffle groove or a straight sort of idea. We'll talk about the rhythm patterns, etc. Now, the strumming patterns divide this 4/4 bar up, right? So sometimes you'll just see a 1. You don't. That's too simple, right? But that's a basic 1, 2, 3, 4 all down on the beat. What I'll do to explain the rhythms is I'll name each of the beats. So 1, 2, 3, 4. As a general rule, the first beat and the third beat we play on the bass. The second and the fourth we play on the top. So Now, as with all rules, that needs to be broken, otherwise it gets very boring. But look for that happening throughout the thing. I'll refer to the beats by their numbers: beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, beat 4. I'll also refer to the little half beats that you play in between them. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Quite often you'll see, and you can pick it from the notation, you see a little rest followed by an upstroke. So that would be 1 bop, bop. That gets a bit funky. It's syncopation when you do that. So when you see a little rest followed by an upbeat in your notation, that upbeat, upstroke, that upstroke is on the upbeat when your foot's coming up. Okay, so, and I'll refer to that as an and. So if we count 1 and, that's the and of 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and, that's the and of 2. So we need to be aware of downbeats, playing on the downbeat and playing on the upbeat. We need to be aware of what we're going to call each of those beats: 1, 2, 3, 4. So for example, the rhythm that accents the 2 sounds 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And I get that accent by hitting it harder and also muting it straight away so it doesn't go. And that probably clipped out the audio then. Sorry if you got a big distorted blur on that. But so that's why we do that muting as well. So what I want you to do for now is have a look at some of the examples in the in your notes, where I explain some of the things that we've just looked at, and see if you can identify what it looks like in the notation. And yeah, don't concern yourself with trying to read it from the dots. Use your ear mainly, use the video lessons, but see if you can, as you're working through, identify what's going on on the paper as well, on your screen or your paper if you print it out. Because the more you can learn about that stuff, the better you'll go down the track when you go to looking at learning songs from tab and stuff. All right, so there you go, some strumming patterns, how to identify the strumming patterns as I'm explaining them, and how to execute them using down, up, and left hand, particularly left hand muting. Okay, cheers, you ready to go now? Have fun.